As you've heard, this is still an active weather situation, but 9 on Your Side has been tracking the damage left by the storms all night long, with Carteret County being one of the hardest hit areas. Morehead City declared a state of emergency overnight. This is video from outside Carteret General Hospital. Our Angela Green is there gathering the latest details on storm damage to the hospital. A possible tornado or water spout came ashore, causing some structural damage there. And wind damage has been reported at Carteret Community College. Classes are canceled and the school will be closed today. No serious injuries have been reported out of the county this morning. Carteret General is running off of generator power right now. It is still accepting patients. And in Atlantic Beach, 9 on Your Side's Madeline Wright is live at the Ocean Sands condominiums on Fort Macon Road. Madeline, good morning. People were trapped in their home last night, correct?
That's right, Andrea. And if you look at the damage to these condos, you can see just how powerful this storm was. The damage was so severe that it ripped the entire roof off this building. The balcony is very unstable. And on the first floor, there was significant damage to that unit over there, where debris broke through the window and into the living room. Looks like concrete slabs, wooden planks, and insulation everywhere. Firefighters rescued 2 people trapped in their condos because of all the debris. The fire chief says one was taken to the hospital with a severe leg injury after a window shattered and his walls collapsed. Firefighters couldn't get to him at first because of the debris on the stairwells, but they found another stairwell without debris and brought him down to an ambulance with a ladder. The fire chief says all 3 of the injured, including the 2 trapped, are doing okay. Meanwhile, Duke Energy has been working all night to fix downed power lines. People who live here say the storm came so quickly they didn't even have time to react.
It got really loud, and then I looked out the door, and I could see debris coming across the parking lot. Then all of a sudden, I couldn't see the parking lot anymore. I don't know. They're like a wall of water is what it looked like. So, but anyway, so I just shut the door and went back in, and then about 30 seconds, it was over.
Less than half an hour ago, I talked to one of the people rescued, Mel Horde. He says he had extensive bleeding and 12 stitches put on his leg at the hospital, but he says he's lucky to be alive. Live in Atlantic Beach, Madeline Wright, 9 on Your Side.
Angela, can you just update us on what is going on the ground there in Morehead City right now?
Yeah, you know, we're finally seeing some daylight here. We got here probably about 2 hours ago. The rain was still coming down pretty hard. Utility crews were out here working to try to get some of the power back on. If you see behind me right now, we're in front of Carteret General Hospital. They were hit earlier last night by some of the strong winds that came in. From what we understand, 3 of the emergency bays were damaged, but that did not stop the hospital from operating. They have been on generators since last night. If we can pan this way to see the streets that's right now, there are dozens of utility crews lining the streets right now. Power lines are down everywhere. Trees, they're having to cut trees off of the power lines. And they've been out here probably, like I said, we got here about 2 hours ago. Another big wave of rains came through, and I'm standing up now, and the winds are about to blow me over. But, you know, across the highway over at the community college, they had some damage come through there. One student was injured, and he was taken to the hospital, but nothing life-threatening. And you did report at the top of the hour that the Morehead officials, they went ahead, they wasted no time declaring this area to be in a state of emergency. Authorities want people to stay off the roads. Many of the roads around the hospital are shut off. There's one road right here. They're letting people through just every once in a while. We're seeing cars get through, but the power lines are down, and that's what the dangers that the authorities just want to let people know. Stay off the road. Stay home right now, because we still are under some dangerous conditions right now. We're just glad the rain let up for a little bit so we can actually see what's going on. But I can imagine once sunlight comes up, you know, we'll have a better idea of just how bad the damage is here.
Yeah, and Angela, this is Andrea. Real quick question. I think I heard you say one person injured, at least one report of an injury. Any others that you've heard of in the area?
Right now, no. You know, we did hear about that one student that was brought in. There may have been other injuries that were brought in from what we're hearing. Just nothing serious right now, but there have been some people brought in here with injuries. The hospital did not shut down. They are not diverting people to any other hospitals. They're still fully operating. We just have not been able to get an official word yet on how many injuries or just how serious they are, Andrea.
That is amazing that the hospital was able to operate off generator power overnight so that they could tend to these people. Thank you so much. Angela Green reporting live in Morehead City for us this morning.
We've never seen a tornado hit this bad here in Atlantic Beach.
An EF2 tornado rips through an Atlantic Beach condominium overnight, injuring 3 people. 9 on Your Side has been tracking the storm damage along our coast all morning long. We begin with Atlantic Beach. Katie Banks is live outside Ocean Sands condominium now with the very latest. And Katie, since the sun came up, we've gotten a closer look at just how bad the damage is there.
Oh, definitely, Andrea. Just like you said, the damage here has been severe. Officials saying that this might be the worst tornado that has hit this area. We've had teams here all night long. We're going to give you that closer look right now. I'm going to step to the side here. You can see where the insulation from this building has just been scattered. These windshields and windows out of these cars has been shattered. There are boards everywhere. When this tornado came through here, officials tell us it ripped off the roof. Now, this place right here is usually packed during the summer, but luckily there was only about 10 people inside, they tell me. I actually have one of those people standing right here. He's willing to talk with us, Mr. Melvin Horde. And Melvin, you lived on the 2nd floor of this building. Tell me, what were you doing and how did this happen when you were inside?
I just gone to bed and I heard it coming, so I dashed to the bathroom and the front of my apartment exploded in on me. I didn't realize at the time it gashed my leg pretty bad, and I was hanging onto the door frame and I was literally off the floor. Then it dropped me. That's when I bruised my ribs. The ceiling ripped off and the left wall is like at a 30-degree angle. The apartment next to me is totally gone. And I'd like to thank the fire department to get me out.
It's an emotional experience. What were you thinking when this was going on?
I was going to see my mom and dad.
Feared for your life, obviously.
Oh, yes. Yeah.
And after it was over and you realized you were still here?
I was fine then, but I mean, it's like, it lasted 3 seconds, that quick. So anybody gets a tornado warning, take cover. I mean, you don't have any time.
And Melvin, they had to take you to the hospital. What happened?
I had a gash in my leg. It went almost to the bone. My neighbor, he was cut around the knee and back of his leg. And Carteret General had lost power, so they took us to Newbern. Great staff over there, by the way.
And how's your leg doing right now?
It's okay. I mean,
it's got a little bandage on it?
Yeah, a little blood.
But you're doing all right now?
It's okay.
Thank you so much for talking with us, Melvin. I'm sure you guys, we're going to hear more from Melvin later on our shows, but right now it's more team coverage. I'm going to bring in our Angela Green. She's standing by, and Melvin, step over this way with me. And Angela, to you right now, letting people know why they need to stay away from this right here.
Katie, no matter how many severe weather events you cover, each one is different. Folks like Melvin who want to come back out to their properties and collect their personal items, you know, they don't understand just how dangerous the properties can be at this point. We walked around to the back of the condos and we found Sergeant Sharon Culpepper with the Atlantic Beach Police. Now, Sharon, we walked up on a very intense situation. You were actually making threats to some of these residents here.
Well, as you can see, the building has been condemned by our town inspector, building inspector. So that means the structure is not sound for people to be up there walking around, and so they're not supposed to be up there. And we're trying to keep away looters and things like that, because
now, you threatened to put people in jail.
Yeah, well, sometimes you have to go to extreme measures to get it across to them that this is not something to take lightly, because, you know, they were thankful enough to make it through the tornado with their life. You know, we would hate for some to come in and the building collapse and then lose them that way. You know, those things they're coming back for are just material items that can be replaced. Lives can't.
All right. And folks are driving by. You guys want people to stay out of this area and to know that their things are safe.
Yes, we've got officers posted along the area, trying to keep people off the property.
Okay.
If they don't belong here, then they have no reason to be on the property.
Good advice, or they will end up in jail. All right, thanks so much, Sharon. Andrea, as we said, officers want people to stay out of this area. Their items are safe. Just stay away for right now. Nothing's safe out here, and police want to get that message across. Back to you, Andrea.
All right, truly traumatic situation for a lot of people. Great reasons, many reasons to stay away from that part of town on Atlantic Beach. Thank you, Katie Banks, for reporting live, and Angela Green live in Atlantic Beach for us.
An EF2 tornado rips through the Crystal Coast overnight, tearing the roof off several condominium properties and damaging parts of Carteret Community College and nearby neighborhoods. 9 on Your Side has been tracking the storm damage along our coast since last night. Good evening, I'm Angela Green.
And I'm Jeff Arner. Thanks so much for inviting us in. An unpredictable night of severe weather, tornadoes on the coast, damage and injuries. And you, Angela, you were there all night long. I don't know how you're awake right now.
I have not been to sleep yet, but Jeff, I tell you, you see one storm, you think you've seen them all.
Right.
Every storm is different, and out there, I mean, it's devastating.
It is.
It truly is.
And you have to be on the ground there to see it.
You have to be on the ground. I don't think video does the damage justice.
Yes. Well, you were there last night and this morning. Our Katie Banks is still there. She's live at the Ocean Sands condominiums off Highway 58 and Atlantic Beach. Let's go live to her now. Katie, that building there, it took a direct hit, yeah?
Yeah, definitely, Jeff. The tornado, it came from the ocean side, and it actually ripped off the roof of this condominium. You can see right here in the front parking lot, there are just piles of debris. There's insulation, broken glass, plywood everywhere. And this morning, when people woke up, they realized the damage stretches much farther than this. An EF2 tornado with winds up to 135 miles per hour barrels through the Atlantic, acting like a can opener to rip the roof off these oceanfront condos.
It's just a big whirring noise, like a roar, and boom, everything exploded.
Atlantic Beach police say about a dozen people were inside the Ocean Sands condominiums at the time. All survived, including Melvin Horde.
Everything's just mangled to all the pieces. It's terrible. I mean, if somebody put a stick of dynamite in there, it wouldn't have done any more damage.
Shattered windows, collapsed walls, plywood and insulation scattered. It's now a condemned danger zone police are guarding closely.
These are just material items that they're coming back for. It's not worth losing your life after you've already survived a tornado coming through.
The tornado then headed inland across the sound toward Morehead City. Its strong winds shattered windows and tore through several campus buildings at Carteret Community College, hurting one student. Then it hit Carteret General Hospital.
Did raise the roof off some of the rooms in the ED, ceilings, tiles fell in.
And in neighborhoods behind it, trees toppled as the tornado tossed a power boat like a toddler's toy right into the side of this house. Your boat's not in good shape, but you guys are here.
Very thankful that we're okay. A very thankful Thanksgiving that we're fine.
Now, people we talked with all day kept echoing that sentiment. They are thankful to be alive despite losing so much. In Atlantic Beach, Katie Banks, 9 on Your Side.
Much, Katie. As the tornado and strong winds moved through our area last night, many of you went to work right alongside us, posting pictures of storm damage in your area. We have so many more photos on our website from the storm last night and the latest on recovery efforts. Head on over to our website, WNCT.com.
Well, thank goodness that severe stuff is over and on up the coast to cause problems elsewhere for other people.
Definitely. Chief Meteorologist David Sawyer, you were also here all through the night, keeping our viewers updated. And I tell you what, people on the ground, they said they watched us all through the night.
Keeping our viewers safe. That is our number one priority. And indeed, as you pointed out, Jeff and Angela, good to see this storm system moving on out. But one more look back at this storm system. We're going to give a bird's eye view of Katie's report, sharing with us again that this storm produced the tornado as a water spout that then came ashore at Atlantic Beach, moved across from the Ocean Sands condominiums right here across Bogue Sound and into the mainland area around Carteret Community College and on across the hospital and then on into deeper Morehead City and beyond into Carteret County. Winds of 125 miles per hour with that EF2 rating as it came ashore at Atlantic Beach and had EF1 damage between 86 miles per hour and over 100 miles per hour elsewhere in Morehead City. As you saw, significant and very remarkable structural damage with those injuries. As we now look ahead, good to see this storm system getting on out of here. Now with brisk northwest winds, we're talking about a much colder night with gradually clearing skies down to the lower 30s by the 11 o'clock hour, and getting even colder than that coming up on your Thanksgiving Day. Your complete holiday weekend forecast. We'll have those details.